Alright, Shalom. Peace and blessings to the elect. All praise, glory, and honor to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, in the name of His Son, which is Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the nation of Yashar Allah, better known as the Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, the 1/3, the laborers of this truth, who are sincere with the correct doctrine, and death to 2/3 of you Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians. Alright, so the title of this segment, Zephen, Xaver versus Hebrew Israelites, or white shooters versus vulgar minorities. Now, I didn't want to use this word vulgar because all it really means is public, which still works, but people hear the word vulgar and it has a new definition, stigma. There's a stigma to it. So anyway, we have a stigma as it is, and they're trying to demonize us and call us terrorists. Now, the interesting thing from this whole Lincoln Memorial controversial standoff, whatever you want to call it, is this group in particular, HOI, or House of Israel. One thing that they were quoted for saying on record was, these white kids are school shooters. They're going to shoot up all the schools. And lo and behold, a day or two later, you have this Zephen, Xaver, who's killed 5 people in a bank for no apparent reason whatsoever, other than, he looks to be an Edomite, he appears to be an Edomite, and he's done the crimes of an Edomite, or a so-called white person. So tell me what's worse, someone being brutally honest with you in public and offending your feelings, or someone being a brutal murderer in public and taking away your lives? Because there's really no comparison here as far as which one is worse. It's obvious that the person taking lives is the real threat to society. But this is all coming along according to prophecy. Okay? So whether or not you identify as a Hebrew Israelite, you Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, you are still a Hebrew Israelite. You don't have to accept it. And the reason why is because the curses are upon you. As a nation of people, the curses are upon us. When you read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, it's very specific as to what you will be able to do and not able to do for our disobedience. Okay? It tells you that we would be scattered throughout all nations, that we would worship other gods, speaking other languages. So when you read certain passages within the New Testament, and even the Old Testament, James 1:1, for example, he says, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad, greeting. Okay? When you go into the Apocrypha in 2nd Esdras, it talks about a land called Azareth, okay? Which is where the tribes are waiting to be redeemed. Now, Israel is predominantly here in the Western Hemisphere, removed from the land that we once had. And you got a lot of guys talking about, like, you guys ain't Hebrew Israelites, you're from Chicago. Well, where did you come from before Chicago, dumbass? Where did you come from before that? How did you get to this place they call America? And why were you there? And where were you before that? See, the line of questioning for a lot of people stops. It stops where white supremacy takes over. And the so-called white man, Esau Edom, he's a red Hebrew Edomite, is upset that his kingdom is coming down. That's why it says, Revelations 12:12, woe unto you, inhabitants of the earth. The devil is come down unto you, having much wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Now, how long has the Caucasian rulership been in power? Not even 1,000 years, and he's losing his grip. China is known as the sleeping dragon, and they're known as the sleeping dragon because they believe that they're going to be the next superpower, and they're setting themselves up in the fashion of such. Okay, they've unlocked their child labor law, or their child pregnancy law, if you will. Because before you could only have one child, and everyone preferred to have a son, to have an heir for their family. Which that's another interesting topic that I could go into, but I won't. But basically, they're upping the numbers. They're upping the numbers for their society. Why? Because they need people. Why do they need people? They believe they're going to be the next superpower. Now in Job it tells you that the Most High has set the bounds. Okay, their days and months are determined, and they can't overstep it. So the so-called white man, he knows he has but a short time. You know, he walketh about lying, seeking whom he may devour. Now, and you're walking about songs, how he looked upon his own tongue. He's going to tell him. So this devil, he lets you know what he's going to do before he does it. And you can see him coming a mile away, but he's still going to execute it. Because what he's trying to do is justify his actions. Their biggest tool being, they are the majority case in this group that just take people out. Well, what about all the shootings that happen over here and that? I mean, really, you guys don't give a shit about that. About people in Chicago killing each other because it's black on black crime. That's really not a topic. That can be shut down. Look at California. They got rid of a lot of the gangs and the drugs. So if they wanted to in Chicago, they could. They don't want to. Okay, and it's one thing that I've always said and noticed is that it's petri dishes. Put a petri dish in this area, see how people react. Do a petri dish over there, and you control these environments and these basically these studies to figure out, you know, who and what, how to react. And it's all coming down to a time of Jacob's trouble, a martial law, a microchip, a nuclear war. And these people think we're crazy. They really think we're crazy. And it's not that we're crazy. It's that we see the things written aforetime for our learning, and we take them seriously in our observations. And it's not like we're just, you know, running off the handle with every little thing. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. No. It's, well, have you paid attention to this? Have you noticed that? Isn't that what you would call a coincidence for this or for that? So you have all these scenarios taking place that pinpoint what the scriptures, what the prophets have been warning about or speaking of to come. So, you know, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to highlight that. observation with the title, because the guy, the speaker, one of the speakers from the Lincoln Memorial, one of the Israelite speakers said that it's, you know, you Caucasian kids, crackers that shoot up the school, and lo and behold, here it is, you go and shoot up the banks, or the bank, killing 5 people. So it's pretty funny in that regard. But anyway, I'm gonna leave this there. Shalom.